So hello everyone, how are you guys doing? I hope your EPFO exam went really well, and I believe you all must have watched the multiple answer keys from different institutions. Now, guys, in today's session, I'm going to talk about. See again, some of you must have done really good in the GAGS part. Some of you might not be able to score that well. But again, this is not the time to think about the past. It is about how you're going to tackle this exam next time. So analysis is very important. Okay, what kind of question they are asking, what was the motive of them to ask this particular question. We are going to discuss each and everything so that the student who are going to appear for the next exam, they must have an understanding. Okay, these kind of questions they are asking, why they are asking, okay, and which part they are focusing more. That is our main intent. All right, so let's start with question number one. Okay, we are going to analyze the paper also. Okay, now first question was, we'll be starting with question number 66. This is the part C. Okay, set C of the exam. Acha, those of you who have given the exam, please mention how many questions you have attempted, right? So, Sri Jatendra Goswami, a Padma Bhushan awardee in the year 2025, is an exponent of which one of the following dance form? Now, again, this question has directly mentioned that he has won the Padma Bhushan award in the year 2025. That's why this question was asked very clearly from awards and honors, right? One question was definitely there. So, he's from B Satriya, right? So, it is the classical dance of Assam Satriya, right? Please remember this thing. Now, what's your duty here? So please remember all the important classical dances from all the states, right? So please remember this thing: Bharatnatyam, right? Kathak, Kathakali, Mohiniyattam. So make a list of these 7-8 dances are there, है ना? Please prepare the list, mention the name of the states, and see if any person related with these dances are there in news. Make a note of that. Got it? Chalo. Next question was, two Indian servicemen were posthumously conferred with the DAG Hammarskjöld Medal in the year 2025. Again, this is what? Award related question. Okay, award and honors. So the correct answer for this was A, United Nation Organization. Okay, so please remember this thing and why this medal was awarded. So it is awarded annually by United Nation for the persons who have lost their life while serving for the United Nation peacekeeping operations. And if you're following the current affair, guys, multiple recently one meeting was held for all the colonels and the higher authorities for the UN peacekeeping operations, and that was in Delhi only. Got it? The correct answer was A. Next, this question was not directly from the current affairs, but the terms which were used in the current affairs, they have asked the question from that. So, Space Exploration Technology Corp is commonly known as SpaceX. Second was, Falcon is a space vehicle developed by SpaceX, and Dragon is a space vehicle developed by NASA. Now, if you know that, okay, if you know that the SpaceX company is of Mr. Elon Musk, right, for multiple rocket launches, this company was in news, right? SpaceX, and the full name is exactly Space Exploration Technology Corp. It is commonly known as SpaceX, right? That's why the majority of the people they are saying, right? Now, second statement, guys, this is incorrect, right? This is incorrect. Why? Because Dragon is also a space vehicle from SpaceX. It has nothing to do with NASA, right? So second statement is wrong. Correct statement is 1. So A, 1 only is correct. Now this is again space tech. Okay, space tech related news. But what we have studied, we have mostly focused on the launches. What was the motive of any launch? We generally read about the missions and their objective. No one has thought that they are going to ask question about a company, right? So this was a surprise. I know that many of you haven't done this particular question, but if you basically apply your common sense, you could have easily eliminated the second one, right? Next question. Which of the following statement related to 2026 FIFA Men's World Cup is or are correct? Now this was a very simple news. I believe you all must have done it correct because the most important thing was the venue. So we know that it is happening in 3 countries: USA, Mexico, and Canada. And recently they have also uh, basically they have also shown their new mascot and the logos, right? So please remember this thing. First statement is absolutely correct. 48 teams shall participate in the event. Now this question was, this statement was really little bit confusing. So if you are a die-hard football fan, you should know that there are how many teams who are participating. So it has recently increased to 48. Earlier 38 teams were there, 32 teams were there. Now they have increased it to 48. Got it? So second statement is also correct. So both 1 and 2 are correct. Got it? Chalo. Again, this was what? Sports. Okay. Now, for the future reference, those who are preparing for the future exam, guys, whenever for the next exam, you can prepare that the Commonwealth Game 2030 is going to be hosted by India. All right. The previous edition of 2010 was also hosted by India in Delhi. The 2030 venue would be Ahmedabad. So like this, you can make a relation that okay, these questions, these type of questions, they can be asked in the upcoming exam. Okay. Chalo. Next question, a very unique question. So again, this is from international relation, you can say international relation or international news, right? So the question was, Prime Minister Paton Garten Shinawatra was removed by Thailand's constitutional court in the year 2025 over a leaked phone call with a senior state person of which neighboring country. Now this was a very controversial news and it was in the newspaper also. So correct answer for this is what? B, Cambodia. Okay. So there was a Cambodian leader. His name was Hun Sen. So he was talking over the phone and he was leaking multiple important information. So that's why this Prime Minister from Thailand, he was removed. Okay. And one interim Prime Minister was appointed. So again, this news was basically related with the appointment part. Okay. Appointment, or you can say person in news. Got it? So you have to categorize these things also. Okay. What kind of question they are asking. Chalo. Next question, scheme related. So which of the following statements related to scheme for promotion of registration of employers and employees 2025 is our correct? SPREE. Okay. So first statement was SPREE is approved by the Employees State Insurance Corporation, right? Second statement is SPREE provides one-time opportunity for unregistered employers and employees, including contractual and temporary workers. Now, guys, both statements are absolutely correct, right? So please remember this thing. And this was recently approved by ESIC also. Got it? There were many questions from the labor code also. The 4 new labor code, na, many questions were there from that. Clear? So both statements are absolutely correct. Right? Now you are appearing for EPFO. So EPFO related thing, ESIC related thing, you should prepare it. Got it? Chalo. Next is again very famous scheme, zero defect and zero effect is an initiative of which of the following ministries of government. Now see again, scheme and ministry, they're asking this thing for quite a some time, that's why ministry names are also very important. So it is the initiative of Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises. Zero defect, zero effect. So basically for quality manufacturing they have started this, right? Yeah. Now question 73rd, directly from EPFO, related to recent steps taken by EPFO is or are correct. First is EPFO has enhanced member services by increasing the auto settlement limit for advance. Okay. Next is EPFO first introduced auto settlement of advance claim during the COVID-19 pandemic. Now we know that this was first started during the COVID time only. So second statement is absolutely correct. Now this limit has basically increased not to 3 lakh but to 1 lakh to 5 lakhs, guys. So first statement was wrong. Okay. So B2 only is correct for question number 73 of EPFO. Is it clear? Chalo. Again one question related with employee linked incentive scheme. So which of the following statement related to recent step taken by Government of India under the employment linked incentive scheme? Now guys, you are appearing for EPFO. You should know that employment is the keyword for your exam. So you should prepare all the initiatives taken by for the employees welfare, employment, okay, all these things you should prepare. That is the core word. 3 questions you can see here, the SPREE scheme, the EPFO question, now the ELI scheme. Okay, so ELI scheme has an outlay of about 1 lakh crore. So they have basically talked about the budget of this scheme, right? Second thing, establishment registered with EPFO are required to hire at least 2 additional employees with fewer than 50 employees, or 5 additional employees if you have more than 50 employees, on a sustained basis for at least 6 months to avail benefit under the ELI scheme. So both of these statements are absolutely correct. Now guys, I am giving you one trick here. Whenever you find these type of long statements, it is highly unlikely it is that this statement would be wrong. Okay, they are not going to give you this long statement, and that too with error, right? So I'm generally speaking 90% of the time this is correct. Okay, chalo. Next question, the currency swap arrangement with which regional bloc for the period of 24 to 27? So guys, you should know that recently RBI has basically they have created a framework specifically which mention about the currency swap arrangement for with the SAARC nation. Okay, now this is again, you can say RBI in news related question, or you can say banking, finance and economy related question. Got it? Chalo, very easy question है ना, because we don't have this currency swap arrangement with any other thing, any other groupings. Chalo. Next is the principle of inventory valuation, cost or net realizable value, whichever is lower is based on, again this is more of a, you can say, accounts related question. Okay, so the correct answer for this was, let me tell you, it is the convention of conservatism. I don't know, I don't have any idea about this particular topic, so I'm not going into detail, but I'm telling you the correct answer here. Okay, again one more question was from accounting assumption, right? Question number 77, which of the following is not a fundamental accounting assumption? So guys, please remember the correct answer is matching concept. Okay, so please remember this thing, it is an important concept but it is not a fundamental one. I'm not going into detail because I don't have the accounts knowledge, right? The accounts related faculty would be covering all these things in detail. I'm here sticking with the GS part. Next question, revenue expenditure, again part of the fiscal policy guys, fiscal policy. Okay, revenue comes in, expenditure goes out. There are different types of expenditure: capital expenditure, revenue expenditure. If you know the keyword, that revenue expenditure is related with what? Day to day expenses, right? So machinery purchased, overall expenses of a second hand machinery, no, this is not correct. Machinery, again, it is a part of capital. Okay, long term. Legal fees are required to acquire a property, no, property again here's a keyword which can be easily eliminated. Expenses in connection with obtaining a license for running the cinema hall, cinema hall is also a long term thing, right? Replaced, got. Okay, amount spent for replacement of worn out portion of a machine. Okay, replacement, right? So please remember this thing, routine replacement, repairing, these are the part of a regular expenses. Okay, day to day expenses. So that's why this is the correct answer. This is the part of revenue expenditure. So again, if you know the concept, what is capital expenditure, revenue receipt, capital receipt, you could have easily solved this question. This is doable. I would add this question in the easy question, guys. These type of question you should not be doing mistake in, right? Chalo. Next question. Achha guys, those who are watching live, kindly like the session. When purchase of an asset is treated as an expense in the accounting context, again it is the accounting part, so just giving you the answer. I am not going into detail, so it is error of principle. A is the correct answer for this. Chalo. The accounts part, guys, the accounts question would be taken care by the accounts faculty. Okay, I am here for GS. Again, accounting context, guys, so correct answer for 80 is D. Provision is a charge against profit. Next question, again related with accounting. So 81, I am just giving you the answer here. So it is A. Agreement of trial balance is a conclusive proof of the accuracy. I'm not going into detail about these things because I don't have the knowledge about accounts. But yes, economy part I would be taking care of. Like question number 82. Which one of the following is not correct? Now what have happened? Now, many students they have skipped this not part, and they were saying, sir, this was a direct question. The options were multiple options were correct, sir. I told them, have you checked this? There was a word not written. Okay, so what happened during the exam? Now, how calm you are, how relaxed you are, na, that also counts. Okay, so not correct. So capital account has a debit balance. This is not correct. It does not have any kind of, right? It has a credit balance normally. right? So again, part of the account thing, I'm just giving you the answer here. Chalo. Next is operating profit, guys. Again, very direct question from your accounts part. So I'm just giving you the answer. C, operating profit is this is the formula: net profit plus non-operating expenses minus non-operating incomes. See this NC. What is the source for all of these? NCRT class 12th. Okay, accountancy chapter statement of profit. This is directly given in that, right? Chalo. Next question was, which one of the following costs is generally not included in computing the cost of inventory, guys? Again, administrative overheads are not included, right? So A is the correct answer. Next question, which one of the following will be the adjustment journal entry if the rent receipt? Again guys, just telling you the answer. I'm not expert in this. I'm just telling you the answer. B is the correct answer for this. Okay, 2000. Next question, which one of the following is not a contract of indemnity? Okay, one more question is there. Okay, sorry. So in case of contract in insurance, the principle which state that it is a duty of the insured to take responsible steps to minimize the loss is called what? It is called principle of mitigation, right? For question number 87, which one of the following is not a contract of indemnity? 87 is what? Contract of life insurance. Okay, not a contract of indemnity. Because in life insurance, guys, this is an insurance related question. Please remember, in insurance, guys, in life insurance, the premium is fixed throughout life, and the this mature balance or the maturity amount is also fixed. Indemnity principle is not applicable in the life insurance. Keep this thing in mind. All the insurance related, guys, okay, please remember this thing. Chalo, audit documents, 88 question. B is the correct answer. Audit file and audit documentation are the same. It is mentioned. This is not at all correct. Chalo. Next is, in context of auditing, the primary objective of vouching is. So again, C is the correct answer. I'm not going to explain. I don't have that knowledge. Just telling you the answer. We'll be talking about the GS part. Okay. Question 90 is again, A is the correct answer. Checking the historical accuracy of account. It is, which is the not the objective of verification of auditing. Okay. Chalo. Now coming to this question number 91. The GS portion starts. All right. So World Social Protection Report. Now guys, this question is from Reports and Indexes, right? Report 426 released by International Labour Organization estimates that India's social protection coverage has doubled from 2021 to 2024. Now this was the most important thing. This has happened actually. Okay. So they have estimated now that nearly 65% of India's population is now covered by at least one form of social protection, and which is one of the most important scheme, the Ayushman Bharat, right? So keep this thing in mind. So first statement is absolutely correct. Next is, the Ministry of Labour and Employment estimated that nearly 65% is now covered by one form of social protection. Okay, so this is also correct. Both 1 and 2 are correct statement. Okay, chalo. See, in 2021, the insurance or the social protection was around 24.4%, guys. Okay, but in 2024 it has came around 49%, right? More than double almost. Next question, from the union budget, or you can say that the basics. If you have read about the PSUs, MSME, this is the basic. And if you have read about the union budget, guys, this time in the union budget they have changed the classification of MSME based on two things. If you know that, there are only two things: the annual turnover, okay, and the investment. Number of workers are not the criteria included in the categorization or classification of MSME. So D is correct, 1 and 3 only. Okay. And recently they have basically changed the turnover criteria and investment criteria for the micro, small and medium enterprises, right? So please read about it. It was given in the union budget, right? Chalo. Next question. Again, reports and indexes. Fiscal Health Index 2025 published by Niti Aayog provides a comprehensive assessment of fiscal health of 18 major states based on which of the following key indices. So guys, all the five are included here, right? So D is the correct answer, right? So please remember this thing. Nothing there to explain much. Okay, chalo. Just remember all the 5 indicators were there. Question number 94 is the contribution of service sector in the gross value added at current prices in Indian economy is estimated to be. Now guys, please remember the correct answer here is 55%. Now from where this question has come? Recently Niti Aayog has released a report on gross value added. Okay, and in which sector has performed well, they have mentioned about it. Okay, also RBI has also released 2 reports, right? RBI has done also released this report which was mentioned the contribution of service sector. Okay, but Niti Aayog has released 2 reports on service sector, the contribution of service sector to the gross value added and the employment status in service sector. So around 55% to the GVA is from the service sector, guys. And if I talk about the employment, around 30% of the total employment is from the service sector. Which sector has given the highest employment? The agricultural sector, guys, right? So please remember this thing. Question number 95. Consider the following statement regarding the Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana. Now this is again the most common scheme everyone should know about. Why? Because this scheme was launched in the year 2015. Now it is 2025. 10 years have completed. So this was a very, you can say, predictable question, right? So the average ticket size of loan disbursed has more than doubled between financial year 2016 and 2025. Now guys, please remember, they are basically asking about the performance of the scheme. They are not asking about the objectives, but the performance of the scheme. That's why I told you na, that 10 years have completed, right? So first statement is absolutely correct. Okay, and that earlier the ticket size was 38,000 rupees. Okay, in financial year 16. Now it has increased to 1.02 lakh crore. Sorry, in 1.02 lakh in financial year 25. It has almost nearly tripled. So they have mentioned about more than doubled. Yes, it has tripled almost. Right? Since its launch, Maharashtra has recorded the highest dispersal among the state. Now, guys, please remember this thing. This is wrong. Okay, the highest disbursement is from Tamil Nadu. Right? Tamil Nadu, then UP, then we have Karnataka. Maharashtra is at number 6th. Top 3 are Tamil Nadu, UP and Karnataka. Keep this thing in mind. Okay, that's why only one A statement is correct. This is wrong. Got it? So again, the performance of the scheme they have asked. Next question, again scheme related, Nishtha and PM Poshan. So two different scheme, right? So Nishtha is a integrated teacher training program that has been extended to cover teachers at all stages of school education. So this is absolutely correct, guys, right? All level of all teachers at all level has been covered in this. Next is PM Poshan. PM Poshan covers only those school children who are studying in class 1 to 6th. Now please remember this thing, it is from class 1st to class 8th. So again I have told you na, extreme words, extreme, none, only, generally these statements are 90% of the time these are incorrect. Okay, so correct answer here is again A1 only. Here, chalo. Now question 93, bioeconomy, guys. So India's bioeconomy contributes about 4.2% of the GDP. Okay, now bio E3 policy, if you remember the bio E3 policy, guys, so it is basically for what, for promoting regenerative biomanufacturing and support a circular bioeconomy. This is, both the statements are absolutely correct, right? This was the news given in PIB. I will share, guys, after the session na, in my telegram channel. My telegram channel is GA by Yash sir. So do join it. I will share the exact sources from which the questions have been asked, right? Both these statements were given in the PIB news. Okay, that's why reading PIB is very important. Okay, schemes, PIB, these are the things where the question are being asked. Next question about the developmental financial institution which were set up between 1950s and 60s, right? So which one of the following were set up in India between 1950s and 1960s, guys? Now if you see fourth one, NAPFID. Okay, NAFID is National Bank for Financing Infrastructure and Development. This was founded in the year 2021. So if you can eliminate this one, this is gone, this is gone. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. It means you don't have enough to focus on these two. These two are already correct. You just have to focus on one, Industrial Finance Corporation of India. So yes, it was, if you remember this thing, this was the first institution after the independence, 1948. So it was not in the 50s and 60s, guys. So only 2 and 3. C is the correct answer. Right. Now, guys, this is also a difficult question. And I am not saying this is not difficult. Right. Because you have to know the entire hierarchy. But yes, you can easily eliminate the two options. B and C you can easily eliminate. And these two are left. Right. So at least 50-50 charges you can make out. Chalo. Next, core economy, guys. The core economy, inflation. The core inflation include which of the following? Food and energy. Now you know that there are two types of inflation: core inflation and the headline inflation, right? So core inflation, it does not include those things whose prices are frequently fluctuating or whose prices are very volatile. So food prices volatile, energy prices volatile. So are they going to be included in core inflation? No, these are under the headline inflation. So D, neither one nor two are correct. Is it clear? Is it clear? So this is a core economy concept. We discuss it in our general economy section. So not a big deal. Okay, chalo. Now history. So you can see here till now we have focused mostly on either on the current affairs related news, okay, or schemes related news, questions, right, or core economy, RBI, like this. Okay, just give me a minute. Chalo, question number 100. Rebellion that broke out at these history questions na, these were also difficult. I'm not saying that these were easy questions. These were very deep questions. And I know that history, if you don't have the entire knowledge, then it becomes very difficult. Okay, the only options left with you is either you eliminate. Okay? For example, this question: the rebellion that broke out at regular interval against the British authorities in the hill region of Visakhapatnam, known as the Gudem area, were due to which of the following reasons? Reason or reasons. So first is the feudal affinities of the Mutadars with the Bhupati family of Golconda Zamindari. So this was very deep question, guys. Okay, very deep question. Right. Second is placing the ex-Zamindari family on the seat of Golconda. Third is British authority refusal to grant annual maintenance for the Bhupati family. Now, this is a very specific thing, है very difficult question. This type of news, they are not even given in the UPSC books, right? So, just remember the answer B, 2 and 3. Clear? So, please remember this thing. So, the after the British took over the Golconda Zamindari, the Bhupati family was removed and pensioned, right? So, please remember this thing. And the adequate maintenance was not given. That's why the revolt started. Clear? So 2 and 3 are the very deep question, very difficult, I would say. The best thing would be to leave these kind of questions. Now, easy question, guys. Chronology. Okay, the chronology, they have asked about the important revolt. So Deccan Revolt, South. Santhal, you can easily mention 1855, right? 1855, 1856, right? In the Chota Nagpur Plateau region. Kherwar movement, again in the Chota Nagpur, but in 1873, 1874. Rampa Rebellion, where this was the Gudem Hill Tracts, the Rampa Rebellion. It was in 1879, right? And Santhal Rebellion, 1855, and the Deccan Revolt, guys, 1875 in Pune, right? Pune and the Ahmednagar district. So correct answer is C2314. This was an easy question. If you remember the chronology, you can easily done it. Chalo. Next, home rule movement, again an easy question because this is directly given in almost every books. So first statement, the advocates of the home rule movement believe in constitution method and opposed to violence and yes, this is absolutely correct, right? In 1917, two home rule leagues of Lokman Tilak and Annie Besant worked in cooperation. No, they didn't work in cooperation, is it? Yes, They were two home rule. One was by Tilak and one was by Annie Besant, and they both worked in cooperation, right? Annie Besant confined her activities to Bombay Presidency and Central Province, and rest of India was left to Tilak. Now this is opposite. Tilak's home rule movement was mainly covered in Maharashtra, right? And Besant's was All India Home Rule League. So this is a wrong statement. If third is gone, this is gone, this is gone, one only and one and two. So A, 1 and 2 both are correct. Okay, sure. This was easy question. Next is, which of the following statement regarding the freedom struggle from 1920 to 1935 is or are correct? So basically we are talking about the non-cooperation, right? So first statement is, in Bihar and Bengal, the non-cooperation movement owed its effectiveness to the participation of peasants. In Bihar, they were organized against the planters under the banner of Kisan Sabha. This is absolutely correct, right? So, as per the in Bengal and Bihar, guys, the peasant participation was extensive. This statement is absolutely correct. In Bihar also, for the Bihar Provincial Kisan Sabha was formed, and this was basically against the landlords and the planters. So this statement was also correct. And in Midnapur and Mahisya, peasants rallied against the taxes of Union Board under the leadership of Birendranath Sasmal. Now this was a you can say a difficult statement to identify, but 1 and 2 were definitely correct. So if you can see 1 and 2 only in this A option. So A, 1, 2, 3, all the three statements are absolutely correct. So if I was you in the exam, I would have easily solved this question because I know these two statements were absolutely correct. Okay, but I don't know about the third statement, no problem. Okay, so always see the options also. Clear? Chalo. Next, Bharata's Natya Shastra. Okay, art and culture. So it is dated by scholars between the 2nd century BC and the 2nd century CE. Right? So CE and BC, and I believe you know the difference. Hai BC is what? It means the more you go towards BC, 1st century BC, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, it means you are getting old. Hai Opposite is correct. Right? Chalo. So second statement is, it analyzes theatrical spectacle as an amalgam of speech, vocal, instrument music, gesture, mime. Yes, both statements are absolutely correct. And the third is, the ground it covers is less extensive than Aristotle's Poetics, its nearest ancient Greek counterpart. So this was incorrect. Okay, this was more extensive. Okay, so the modern scholarship they state that Natya Shastra is more extensive than Aristotle's. Okay, so if you could have easily eliminated the third option, guys. So this was gone, 1 and 2 and 2. So again, this was again a difficult question because many of you don't know about the time period of the Natya Shastra. But yes, the second option was correct. So at least you could have come to the two option, 50-50 chances. Right? Chalo. Next is, who among the following discovered the art rock of Bhimit? Guys, this was given in the NCERT. So this cannot be wrong. Okay, you couldn't have done this question wrong. If you have done this, guys, you have to study hard, right? So V.S. Vakankar, right? Please remember this thing. Chalo. Next, again, the chronological order of the painting they have asked, right? Starting with the earliest. So the Mahajanaka, Jataka, Jananta, Bhimbetka rock. So now, if you know that the Bhimbetka rocks were the oldest, so it means this was the first. So now you could have eliminated this, eliminate this. Now you are left with 2, 1, 3. It means third is also, and it splits. 1 and 4 you have to basically focus on. Heavenly musician Brihadishwara temple. Okay. So now you should think about the Jatkas of the Ajanta during the Gupta period, or the Brihadishwara temple. So correct answer is, this was the latest. This was earlier. So correct answer was 2, 1, 3, 4. Okay, 2, 1, 3, 4. Right. So Brihadeshwara temple is, we are talking about the 11th century. Ajanta temples we are talking about roughly around 6th century, 2nd to 6th centuries. Right? Keep this thing in mind. Chalo. Now again a very easy question, very easy question. Again, temple architecture. Black Pagoda, the Sun Temple at Konark. This is very famous, guys. Okay, very famous. You can't this type of questions wrong. Okay, these are very easy. Next, Mahayana Buddhism. Which statements are correct? Female deities were benevolent saviors and protectors who embody Buddhist virtues. First statement. Second statement was in Prajana Paramita text, knowledge is visualized in feminine form as a deity called Prajana Paramita. Okay. Third is Prajana Paramita is described as the source of omniscience of all Buddhas and the mother of all Buddhas. So basically, they are talking about the goddess, the female goddess. Okay. So in Mahayana Buddhism, goddess like Tara, Prajana Paramita, these were basically they were worshipped. Okay. And Prajana Paramita is basically the goddess of wisdom or knowledge, we call it, right? So all the three statements are absolutely correct. Yeah. Chalo. Now, generally, what we read about the difference between the Mahayana Buddhism and the Hinayan Buddhism. Okay. No one talks in depth about any particular goddess, right? So this question I would keep it in difficult. But yeah, those who have done it, that's very good. Now coming to the polity question, question 109. Now, okay, these were the easy questions. You could have done it correct. First statement is the Chief Justice of India is the highest administrative officer of the Supreme Court of India. Is it correct? Is the highest administrative officer is Chief Justice of India? He is the administrative officer of the Judiciary. So, guys, the Secretary General is the highest officer. Administrative, the Secretary General. So, the Chief Justice of India is not the administrative officer; is the head of Judiciary. Got it? So 1 is wrong. Now see the option. 1 is wrong. Eliminate this, eliminate this. You are left with 3 and 4, 2 and 4. It means 4 is absolutely correct. Read the second and third statement. The administrative powers for determining the work structure of the Supreme Court and its registry are exclusively vested in the Chief Justice of India. Yes, the power is vested in the Chief Justice of India, guys. Okay. And Article 145 and 146 gives this power. So second statement is absolutely correct. Next is a person who has been a judge of Supreme Court of India can practice after retirement only in the Supreme Court of India and not in any other court. Is it correct? Is it correct? First of all, a retired judge of Supreme Court shall not plead or act in any court or before any authority in India. So they cannot practice anywhere, including the Supreme Court. Third is also wrong. So 1 and 3 are wrong, 2 and 4 are correct. So D is the correct answer. This is given in under Article 124 clause 7. Okay. So guys, judiciary is very important for EPFO exam. Next question is also from judiciary. See the question first. Basically, it is talking about the High Court and Supreme Court judges. The Supreme Court of India and High Courts have exclusive original jurisdiction in disputes among 2 or more states. Now guys, this is wrong. The exclusive original jurisdiction lies only with the Supreme Court, not with the High Court. So first statement is wrong. Now see, they have framed this question in so difficult manner. They are asking that from the above, how many statements are correct? So you must know about each and every statement. This question seems very easy, but once you start solving, it will become very, very difficult if you don't know about any of the above statement, right? So you can easily eliminate 4, because one statement was wrong. Now see, only the Supreme Court of India, High Courts and District Courts have the power to issue writs. Now guys, please remember, District Courts cannot issue writs. Okay, it is only the power of Supreme Court and High Court. So 2 is also wrong, right? So this is also gone. Chief Minister of a state has absolutely no role in entire appointment process of a High Court judge. Guys, this is wrong. High Court judges are appointed by the President after consultation with the Chief Justice of India, Governor and Chief Justice of High Court. Okay. Now please remember, Governor acts on the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers headed by CM. So this was very, you can say, a derived question. Okay. Absolutely no role. These kind of extreme words, guys, these are generally wrong. So only A one statement is correct. That is statement 4 is correct. Alright. Rest all 3 statements were wrong. So that's why I told you this question is difficult question. Okay, chalo. Next question on elections. So about EVM, guys. So the first use of EVM was in Lok Sabha election in the year 2004 when EVMs were deployed nationwide. Guys, this was a wrong statement. Okay, this was a wrong statement. EVMs were used in Lok Sabha election before 2004, right? They were basically introduced in a phased manner in 1999 election, right? So please remember, this is a wrong statement. So this is wrong, this is wrong. 2 and 3 and 3 are remaining. Let's read the second. Votes are recorded in control units and VVPATs at exactly the same time. This is exactly correct. This is a true statement, guys. Okay, VVPAT is what? Voter verified paper audit trail. Okay, it is a slip which is getting printed once you press the button. And what is there in the VVPAT? Candidate's name, symbol, these are there, and the slip falls down in a box, right? So second is true. Third is also true. Okay. Two PSU, namely Bharat Electronics Limited and Electronic Corporation of India, have been engaged by Election Commission to design and manufacture the EVMs. Right. So 2 and 3. Why this question was asked? Because of the multiple allegations on Election Commission of India. Okay, EVMs, EVM ghotala and everything. That's why they have asked the question. Right. Chalo. Next, guys, e-governance, digital governance, national e-Vidhan application. Which of the following statement is or are correct? So first is, it is a mission mode project under the Digital India program of Government of India. Absolutely correct. The application is based on the principle of one nation, one application. This is also correct. It has developed by Parliamentarian Secretariat. Guys, please remember, this is developed not by Parliament Secretariat but Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs with the technical support of National Informatics Center. Right? Parliament Secretariat has not developed it. So third is wrong. This is gone, this is gone. 1, 2 are correct. Okay, so B, 1, 2, 4 are correct for this news. Okay, chalo. Next question. Smile scheme, guys. Support for marginalized individual for livelihood and entrepreneurship. Sorry, enterprise. Okay, so it is meant for the rehabilitation of which? So guys, Smile scheme. It is a scheme of, guys, which ministry? Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. So is it for specifically covers transgender? Yes. Person engaged in act of begging? Yes. Right. So both statements are absolutely correct. Right. It is, see, directly it is a sub scheme of the Smile which is covering the beggars. Right. Chalo. Next, Global Alliance for National Human Rights Institute, GANHRI. Its work in accordance with the UN Paris Principle. Is it? Yes, correct. Fully compliant and partially compliant members are accredited as A and B respectively. Very difficult thing. Now let's see the third statement. National Human Rights Commission, India has been accredited under A in the year 2025. So guys, this was correct. So 1 and 3 are absolutely correct. So you can see C is the correct answer. 1, 2 and 3. Because this was in the news also, current affairs. National Human Rights Commission of India was accredited under A, fully compliant. Okay. Chalo. Next, match the list is there. Basically, provision of the Constitution of India and in which part it is there. So, provision related to Parliament. Now, guys, these are the basics of Constitution, like the schedules of Constitution, the parts of Constitution. These are the things which you should know if you are reading polity. Okay. So, provision related with the Parliament or the Union. Part 5 is what? Union. Okay. Legislative power of governors. The state. State is in part 6. Borrowing power by the government of India. Okay, it is basically about the finance properties. It is in the part 12, right? And cooperative society part 9b. See, even if you know that the cooperative society is in part 9b, these are the two options. You can easily eliminate these two. So 4 is also there. This is also there. You should know about the legislative power of governor and borrowing power. So if you know that by union, parliament power is in part 5, obviously the state would be in part 6. After union comes the state. So you could have easily eliminated and solved this question even if you don't know. That is how we use the elimination approach. Using elimination, 5 questions can be easily done in this paper, 5 to 6 questions, right? Chalo. Next, a very easy question. Who is not a member of the GST council, guys? Chairperson, finance minister. So if there is finance minister, no need of prime minister. Okay. If you remember that the chairperson of the GST council is finance minister, then what is the role of prime minister? There would be no prime minister. Okay. Chalo. Next, RTI. Again, this is what? The constitution and the non-constitutional body. In polity, we read about the constitutional and non-constitutional. So we are reading RTI is what? We are talking about the Chief Information Commissioners. Okay, these are under the non-constitutional body. Okay. So the first statement is the Chief Information Commissioner and the other information commissioners are appointed by the President of India on recommendation of a committee headed by Chief Justice of India. Now, this is wrong. They are selected by a committee which is headed by Prime Minister. Okay, he is the chairperson, leader of opposition in Lok Sabha, and Union Cabinet Minister nominated by PM. There is no Chief Justice of India, guys. Okay, so first is wrong. While the Chief Information Commissioner is not eligible for reappointment, after the completion of 5 years, other information commissioners are eligible for reappointment. This is wrong. Okay. They are eligible for reappointment. No, they are eligible, but to be reappointed as information commissioner. Right. So the RTI Act clearly says that the Chief Information Commissioner and every other information commissioner hold office for a term of 5 years. Okay, and are not eligible for reappointment. Okay. So that's why both statements are incorrect. So neither one nor two. Keep this thing in mind. So information commissioner can be reappointed as what? It can be appointed as CIC but cannot be reappointed. Okay. It means they can be promoted and appointed as Chief Information Commissioner, but they cannot be reappointed as Information Commissioner. So where you can find this thing? Check Lakshmikant book, non-constitutional bodies. Under this you could find the Chief Information Commissioner. Next guy, question 118. Reference to the Constitution of India. Parliament can make law on matters enumerated in the Union list and or on the concurrent list. Absolutely correct. The lists of the Constitution. So this is correct. Union list and concurrent list. Parliament can make the law. Parliament can make the law on any matter not enumerated in the concurrent list or the state list. Yes, these are what? These are the residuary powers. Residuary power of Parliament. Okay. Only central government has the power to make the laws. Right. So both 1 and 2 statements are absolutely correct. C. Clear? Chalo. Now question number 119. Again judiciary, guys. See, you can see there they have more focus in polity or what? So from polity they are asking majority question from judiciary, from parliament, okay, and from bodies, constitutional and non-constitutional bodies. First statement is only the Supreme Court of India is vested with the power to punish for the contempt of court. Now this is a wrong statement. Contempt is, please remember, even the High Court has also the power of contempt. Okay, so this is wrong. Only, again, extreme word. Both the Supreme Court of India and High Courts have advisory jurisdiction. So this is also wrong. Under Article 143, only the Supreme Court has the advisory jurisdiction. The High Courts don't have. Right? So this is wrong. Clear? So please remember this thing, and this is about Article 129, contempt. And for High Court it is Article 215, the power of contempt. So both statements are absolutely wrong. Neither one nor two. Now guys, last question. Now this was very interesting and very confusing question. Which of the following provisions or subject fall under the directive principle of state policy? Now this question seems very easy. Or a uniform civil code for all person living in India. Now if you read the Article 44 of the Indian Constitution, okay. So Article 44 says that the states shall endeavour to secure for the citizens a uniform civil code throughout the territory of India. It is not for all person living in India. It is only for the citizens. Okay. Chalo, next question. Next statement, provision for early childhood care and education to children up to the age of 14 years. Now guys, this is under the 6 to 14 years na. It is under the article 21, okay, article 21A, the right to education. But article 45 under the DPSP says that early childhood care up to the age of 6 years, not 14. 14 is for right to education, 6 to 14 years, okay. But early childhood care 0 to 6 is for DPSP, so this is also wrong. So 2 is incorrect, so this is gone, this is gone, you are left with 1 and 3. So you know that 1 is also wrong, okay. It is not for all, it is only for citizens, so this is also gone. You are left with 3. Promotion of international peace and security, this is absolutely correct. Article 51 of the DPSP, promotion of international peace and security. So D is the correct answer. I have seen that many other institutions, they have given the answers wrong for this, okay. So D is the correct answer. All right. So if you talk about polity, 4 areas were major focus. If you see, for the next time also, fundamental right, DPSP and fundamental duties. Then you should read about in depth about the president, right, governor, very important. Third is the entire parliament. Fourth is judiciary, and fifth is what, the constitutional and non-constitutional bodies. So these are the major area which you should prepare next time also, okay. And if we talk about history, some questions were from basically from art and culture, okay, temples especially. Some questions were from freedom movement, okay, right. Then chronology, they have asked about the events, chronological orders for events, right. None questions were from the medieval India. I think I didn't find any question from medieval India. And guys, from economy, you know, so mostly from RBI related news, right, core economy related concepts were there, right, and current affairs was there, okay, reports and indexes, all these things were there. So yes, overall I would say that the paper was on a moderate level, it was not difficult, okay. If you talk about the entire cutoff and everything, some questions were very easy, but yes, paper was not also very easy. UPSC never make paper easy, it always makes a standard paper, okay. So either it would be very difficult or it would be a moderate paper. So I would say this, the paper was moderate. If I talk about specifically about the GS portion, okay, many questions were doable, 7-8 questions were very easy, no one should have done incorrect like these questions, okay. So guys, this was all about the entire session. I hope you have enjoyed the session. I believe you have got the clarity what type of questions you should prepare, what kind of thing we should not prepare, okay, based upon this type paper, right. Chalo, I'll see you in the next session and have a great day. Jai Hind everyone. And if you have liked the session, if you have enjoyed the session, do like the session, do give your comments. And if you have any confusion in any question, do mention in the comment, I would answer it. Take care.